Welcome everybody to our October call. We're calling this one Hocus Pocus for Focus. Thanks for being on live with us. Hello to anybody who's watching the recording. So this is a really fun, fast-paced, jam-packed 30 minutes. I would encourage you to take notes as we go. If you have questions, put them in the chat box. We'll work to help you over there. We'll post the recording and a lot of these recipes and things we're sharing in Fierce Oilers. So watch for it there if there's anything that you missed. So basically, in our time together, like the goal of tonight is to consider like what doTERRA oils and products can be used to offer really amazing support for focus. We're just going to use the umbrella of focus. For some of you, you might be thinking right off of the bat of like, I have a very specific targeted issue, perhaps even a diagnosis that falls under that category. And I think on maybe like the other end of it, almost everyone would be like, well, there are times when I really struggled to stay on task. So from there to there, everywhere in between, all of these things are about focus, okay? And what it might be you, it might be a loved one. But I do want to say, I know that the call is called Hocus Pocus for Focus, but oils are not hocus pocus. They really do work and they're really effective and helpful. And you wouldn't be on this call if you didn't think that. But I just had to say that a little bit. So we've got a really great fun lineup for you. I'm going to toss it right over to Laura Shields and she's going to take it away.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Awesome. Good. All right. So I'm going to start off with talking about diffusing and oils that we can use for that, for focus, obviously, with diffusing in mind. But first, I just want to kind of like refresh our memories too about why diffusing is like such a great option for focus. And that's because of our olfactory nerve. So we've talked about this a lot, that olfactory nerve in our nose here is a great access point to the brain and to help kind of trigger that response that we want to see for focusing and just even for emotions and even a physical response, maybe to stress or things like that. So diffusing or just smelling in general, right, is just a really great way to use our oils for focus. And also just kind of keeping in mind too, we want to make sure that our brain is supported. And so the things that we are smelling around our home and that we want to remove a lot of those toxins, right, that we've been talking about of just having clean, healthy things around us and supporting our whole body and our brain so that our neurons and neurotransmitters, all those kind of pathways can function the best. So in keeping that in mind, the oils that we're kind of looking at are oils that support those like neurotransmitters and things in our brain, as well as just improve our mood and improve our physical response as well to stress and outside kind of like stimulus coming at us, right? So the oils that I'm going to kind of mention, I'm going to list off kind of a bunch of oils that we can use for focus. There's a lot, which is great because there's options. And so if you have a preference, you can definitely play around with things like that and use them interchangeably. So I'm going to kind of list off a few, and then I'm going to give you some recipes. Okay. So some oils that are good for grounding, focus, energy even is a part of focus as well, of if we're feeling sluggish, and concentration. We have our peppermint, frankincense, wild orange, and in that I would put like our tangerine, grapefruit, even bergamot, vetiver, cedarwood, lavender, really great. I would even put in there then like cinnamon, rosemary, basil, eucalyptus, and copaiba. So there's a lot. And our blends, of course, that we love, In Tune, Motivate, Balance, and the Align blend actually from the yoga collection is really great too for that. So here's some different blends, okay? And I'll post these as well in the group. And if you're not able to write them down as fast, I'll post a lot of these here for you too. So the first one, which I also think we might be giving away tonight, and if not, we'll make it happen because I said it, but I think we are. First one is called Light a Fire. This is 1 cinnamon, 3 wild orange, or maybe tangerine. Yes, Melissa's got me, thanks. 1 to 2 of peppermint, depending on your preference, of mint, and then 3 vanilla, just because. And so this is a great one because it smells really good this time of year, right? The cinnamon and orange, but it's also good for focus. You could even substitute maybe your harvest spice and then put some mint in there with it, maybe wintergreen or peppermint, just to kind of make it smell nice this time of year, but add in that peppermint for focus. Another one that we're going to give away, I think, is Constant Confidence. And this one is 2 of Motivate, 3 lime, and 1 rosemary. Okay, here are some ideas for kids. Maybe you have a student that's coming home 30 minutes before they get home, get the diffuser going, kind of make the place ready to welcome them and let them unload their backpack, their life, their emotions, all the things that they unload. I try my best to do this. Doesn't always happen, but it helps a lot the days I do. This is what this one is: 2 of each of lavender, cedarwood, vetiver. It's a very calming blend. Maybe for that homework time, you could do 2 each of frankincense, peppermint, wild orange, and rosemary. And then this was a really nice one I've enjoyed. Time to Focus is this one: 2 copaiba, 2 tangerine, and 1 spearmint. Maybe you're thinking focus isn't necessarily for the kids, it's more for me. I need focus at work. I need it stamina to like keep going with my work day. This one I really liked: Increased Energy, 1 coriander, 3 grapefruit, and 2 of In Tune. Another one that was really nice, right on target: 1 peppermint, 2 In Tune, 2 Motivate. And then this is a good workout one, I think: peppermint, eucalyptus, orange, 2 drops of each of those. And then the last ones I'll share with you are really, I think, for like focusing, memory support, brain support: a focused mind, 2 balance, 2 of In Tune, 1 vetiver, and a mental focus, like a memory one: 2 grapefruit, 1 rosemary, 1 of each of these: rosemary, eucalyptus, lemon, and peppermint. And then just a couple tips for you really quick. So it just kind of dawned on me this week that my In Tune roller that only comes in a roller, maybe somebody else is going to talk about this, sorry, but it just dawned on me and I'm super excited about it. My In Tune roller that only comes in a roller is not diluted in coconut oil. So I could actually put this in my diffuser, which I had not done before. I don't know why. But now I realize I could just put this in an empty bottle, like a 15 ml, and pop the top off, put it right in there, and have it for my diffuser instead of having to like pop the top off every time. So I'm super excited to try that. But actually what my favorite tip that I'm thinking I'm going to do is the next time I get one, because this is diluted, I usually dilute mine to make them go longer. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a 5 ml so that I get half of it for my diffuser and half of it for a roller, because then I'll fill it with coconut oil. I'm so excited to do this the next time I have to order that oil. So that's a tip for you. I think the other tip that I have, so instead of like diffusing, maybe you're not wanting a whole diffusing, a whole room to smell like something, but you just need like a homework spray. Put these oils in a spray bottle and spray them around your room, spray them around your kiddos, if that's helpful, and you can just make a little room spray for them. And then also the other tip that I always love from Amy that I learned is to hold the bottles that you want to put together, the oils you want to put together, hold them under your nose and kind of smell them back and forth, and kind of see how much you would maybe want more of an oil or less of an oil. So like maybe you want more minty, you put a couple more drops of minty because you like that smell. Maybe you want more citrus, do that. So those are my tips for diffusing, and I hope you enjoyed.
Thanks, that was amazing. All right, Laura Whip, you're up.
Okay, thanks, Laura. You just blew my mind. Those are all such really great tips. Well, if focus is what you need, I'm going to talk to you about Thinker. Thinker's your jam. If you have a task to complete, if you get the mid-afternoon dozies, if you have a child who has a difficult time staying on task, you can turn to Thinker. So I don't have my roller of Thinker handy because I gave it to a friend to try with her granddaughter for, you guessed it, a struggle she's having to focus, be able to focus on homework after school and even during school. So this is a roller from the kids kit, and it's the children's version of In Tune, but it's as much for adults as it is for kids. Here's what's in this blend. And these are all oils that Laura talked about. Vetiver, which is earthy, calming, and grounding. If you're stressed or up in that excitement phase because of anxious feelings or whatever, it's hard to focus. So those grounding oils are really good for that. Peppermint is in it because it's energizing, invigorating, and it supports the ability to focus. Clementine, which is high in concentration of limonene. So it's refreshing, it's uplifting, and it's energizing. And then rosemary, which promotes alertness and focus. Thinker is pre-diluted and ready to go for any age. I love the smell. It's a little bit herbal, a little bit sweet, and it's both earthy and minty too. Use it as a passive diffuser because it has fractionated coconut oil in it. You wouldn't want to put that into your diffuser, but you could use it as a passive diffuser by rolling it on your wrist and just breathing in the aroma. Super pleasant. Maybe you're not really fond of Intune, so Thinker will be great. You can roll some of it on diffuser jewelry as well. Otherwise, topically is the way to go. You can apply it to your wrists, your heart, back of neck, other pulse points. So the best times to pull out your Thinker blend, well, after school, during homework time, when you're stressed or anxious, during work time at school. Keep it in your child's backpack, in your purse or bag, and have it at the ready for those times that you need to stay alert, focused, or just need an emotional boost. Thanks.
Thanks, Laura Whip. All right, Sonia, you're up next.
All right, so I got the adult version of Thinker, which is in tune that we've been talking about, which is the Focus blend here from doTERRA. And like Laura said, it is undiluted. This is like my absolute most favorite blend from doTERRA. I wear it like a perfume every day. It's in my purse, it's in my car, it's like all over the place. But I just love the smell. Like, you have to kind of like patchouli to like it, but it is not like your mother's or grandmother's patchouli. It is like a really clean, beautiful, very nice scent. Inside of Intune is amorous, bark, patchouli, frankincense, lime, ylang ylang, Hawaiian sandalwood, and Roman chamomile. I was just going to read here really quick out of the Emotions and Essential Oils book. In regards to this Intune, it says, with lemon can activate the mind. Focus actually, or the Focus blend Intune, quiets and grounds mental forces. It is especially beneficial to those with a short attention span. It encourages individuals to remain present with the task at hand and to complete a project, goal, or activity before moving on to the next. Intune is therefore supportive to individuals who become lost in thought, those who rapidly jump from one activity or idea to the next, as well as those who lose themselves in daydreams or fantasy. So it's one to have on you at all times. Keep it at your office, your desk, whatever. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to try the diffusing thing, though. I actually haven't done that either, Laura, and that's a brilliant idea. So that's all I've got.
Thanks, Sonia. Intune is a favorite over here for sure. This is Melissa's trick, but if you don't love the smell, Sonia's right about the smell thing. My mom says to put it on the bottoms of your big toe and then just put your socks and shoes on, and it offers amazing support, with that being the reflexology point for the brain. So if you don't love the smell, but you need the benefits, that's a perfect way to do it. Okay, so I want to talk for a minute about the adaptive line, actually. And so I'm going to talk about all three products briefly. I'll actually hold them up here. And this line actually was created for emotional and mental wellness. So you might be wondering a little bit why I'm talking about it tonight, but there's a great side benefit to these products, and that's that they really do help with focus. For when this line was introduced, we implemented it pretty quickly for my husband, for Gary. He's going to share in a minute, and focus is just like a major health goal for him. And these products have helped him so much. So the idea is like, you're going to diffuse your oil, you're going to apply your roller topically, and you're going to take the capsules internally. So you get support from all sides. I think that well, first of all, this blend smells so good. So that's a fun fact for you. But I think I want to spend the longest on the capsules, because that's truly like been one of the biggest game changers for him. And so the recommendation is to take one in the morning. I think that some people take them at night. You have to really find what works for you. Okay. Sometimes people do both, play around with it, but they, yes, they have mood boosting and tension reducing effects. It has lavender, coriander, wild orange, and fennel, along with, here's the key, scaledium, GABA, and ahi flower. So the GABA in there, we've talked about this in this product before, how it's like the brakes of the brain. And it works really well for hyperexcitability in the brain. It puts the brakes on that. Something interesting that I was reading about, if you have a kid who's struggling with focus issues, I've read a lot of moms who have their kids taking these. I think that, you're a parent, you're in charge of what that looks like for your kid. I'd say maybe like age 6 or 80 pounds. Like if I had a kid in that area and this was a health goal, I would absolutely reach for these. If they can swallow one, great. If they can't, cut one, like freeze them, cut them in half and see if they can swallow half of one. I know some moms are squeezing them onto a spoon. I tried it once to see what it would taste like and have them take it that way. Just as a reference, so Adaptive has 100 mils of GABA in it, and some kids are given 600 to 800 mils of GABA in prescriptions. And the reason that the GABA works so well in children is because they have permeability in their brain. So their brain processes the GABA differently than adults. And this is why, like when a kid has this, Monday through Friday at school, the results are shockingly positive. And then the recommendation would be to give your child a break over the weekend. It's just good for the neurotransmitters. So I thought that was really interesting. I know so many, no matter what your kid might be doing for school, what that might look like focus is really important. So the scaledium in there acts like a very mild, it enhances the effectiveness of GABA. Okay. They work together really well. And I do think it was interesting that the recommendation was to always be taking, especially, for an adult, always be taking LLV, lifelong vitality, with your Adaptive. Gary, where are you at, homeboy? Okay. Are you brushing your teeth?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Just so you could smell his breath. Okay, so you're gonna have to just kneel. Gary's our real life case study on what focus looks like for an adult and how to kind of navigate that. So
Thanks,
I actually just thought this is we don't have anything massively prepared. I wanted him to share about his daily routine and what you do as far as, and I even brought this up.
Yep. So I got my vitamins, start with my LLV, first a good breakfast, and then LLV, Terrazyme, Adaptive Capsule. I actually do 4 drops DDR Prime and Copaiba in a capsule every morning and night. And then I make a roller with cedarwood, vetiver, lemon, serenity, and lavender and frankincense. So 6 oils that help with focus. And they help me. I roll it on my spine morning and night. And that seems to do a lot for me. Those are all that together.
Yeah. And there's not a single component of what we just shared that he can be without. We can't run out of any of those products. There's a drastic difference almost immediately. So that's the routine that, I have a full grown male here with me. We talked about higher doses, higher amounts of things that we're taking. And then when you have a breakthrough day, when you have a hard day, what's the one thing that we like to use? Do you know the answer to that?
Gary, do you take your oils? No, I forgot. We'll go take them.
No, this sensory protocol, which my mom is going to talk about. When he has a breakthrough day, that's what we really like to reach for, and it's really helpful for him. So
yeah, you can tell when I don't take.
You say I feel better. Yeah, when you take them. I can tell. So a day in the life. Thanks. You were amazing.
Be focused. Use your oils. Have fun. That's it.
That's it. You're amazing. I know. Go brush your teeth. Right. Okay. I will hand this over in just one second. I think that when we do these calls, there's lots of tips and lots of things going on, and there's blends and there's mixtures. And if I had to highlight one hero oil, single oil in this conversation, it's vetiver, because of how stabilizing it's. They call it liquid, a liquid sedative and a natural tranquilizer. I tried to combine those words and it didn't go well, but I just think it's a really great, or that root oil, it should not be overlooked for its stabilizing ability. And I thought that was interesting. It centers the mind and makes space for prioritizing and focus. So if nothing else, reach for your vetiver, get yourself a dropper top so you don't have to wait 18 hours for it to come out. I still think it smells like dirt and peanut butter. Nobody agrees with me on that. But there you have it. If you need one single oil, that's what I would recommend. All right, Melissa, you're up next.
Okay, guys, I actually have my topic, and then I added in another topic, if that's okay with you, because I learned something today that I really wanted to share. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is Symphony of the South. So Gary just mentioned that he uses the sensory protocol, but I'm going to back up the bus for a minute. And I'm going to say, if you're on this call and you're not familiar with what we're talking about when we say Symphony of the Cells, it's a collection of 19 essential oil applications created by the mastermind Boyd Truman. If you can ever go to his training, you have to go and take me with you. Okay. So he's brilliant. And he made up these 19 protocols that are tailored to different body systems and also related health conditions. So I am going to talk to you about what is the sensory protocol that Gary talked about. It's 10 oils applied to the back and the bottoms of the feet in a specific order. There's a book, it tells you what oils you're going to use and how to use them and where to put them and how many drops. And we're giving one of these away tonight. So we're excited about that. So these oils that in this sensory protocol support 5 body systems. So when Gary's doing this, or when somebody's doing this for Gary, it supports his nervous system, his endocrine, cardiovascular, emotional, limbic, and the digestive system. So this is really hitting a lot of things with just 10 oils on the back and the bottoms of the feet. So I'm going to say, if you love or have somebody in your family that deals with ADHD, Asperger's syndrome, autism, mood swings, OCD, stress, or Tourette syndrome. This is just a few things I pulled off of the list. These oils might offer support to the body and the symptoms of those things. So the oils, I am going to, Amy, do you want to type these in really quickly for me? So you started off with either balance or frankincense, and then you do petitgrain, which if you don't know what that is, it's like a more masculine, it's thought of as a more masculine smelling lavender. I really like it. I had to get used to it. Cilantro, turmeric, spikenard, patchouli, vetiver, yarrow, copaiba, and you finish it up with cedarwood. These are like when I look at this list of these oils, I'm reminded that many of them are actually blend root oils. They're either single oils or a blend of root oils. So they're very grounding and calming to the brain and to body systems. So some people benefit from this protocol being done on them every single night. If you live alone and you don't have somebody that can put it on your back, you can put them on your lower back, or you can even just put them on your feet, okay? But I know, for example, Whitney, Gary and Amy do this on Whitney every night. They just use like a drop of each oil for her with fractionated coconut oil after the first 2 oils. And you really notice, I'd say you really notice when Whitney does not have this protocol done at night. So the other thing is you can take a few of these oils internally on alternating days. If you're maybe only doing the protocol on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can take a few of them internally. I know I whipped through this, but the main takeaway that I want you to know is that oil layering techniques for your back and feet can be super helpful for focus and other situations. So if you want to know more about how it can help you, reach out to your oil lady or to one of us. Amy, do you want me to roll right into the next one?
Sure, share quickly what you were, yeah.
Okay, so this is a recipe for a sensory integration blend. I am going to put this recipe in the chat box, but I'm going to tell you, you're going to be shocked. It's got 350 drops in it. I said that right, okay? So this is for kids who are super active, struggle to focus, adults too. They have a hard time calming down. Maybe there was a birth trauma, maybe drugs or alcohol in utero. Maybe there's a sensory disorder, some kind of a neurological issue that keeps them from integrating into life in a healthy way. So these are I'm just going to drop it in the chat box for you, okay? But you put all of these together and you put them in a 30 milliliter bottle with a dropper lid. So you make this concentrate. And then what you're going to do is you're going to either spray your child's feet with fractionated coconut oil and take that dropper and put 1 drop on their hands, they put it on their feet, they put their socks on and they smell right before they go to bed and they are like, boom. It is really helpful, or you can make a roller bottle for it, okay? This is an amazing blend that can even be put, once you've combined it all, into a veggie cap, 6 to 8 drops, maybe some MCT oil as your carrier oil. And if the child's old enough or the adult can take it internally. So this is just an amazing blend that can be titrated depending on the age of the person you're dealing with, but rave reviews. This is called Destiny's Blend. So I'm going to put that in the chat for you.
Thanks, Melissa. That's awesome. All right, Lindsay.
Thank you. Okay, and I just want to piggyback on what Melissa was saying. So I have our son who has a speech delay. He actually has apraxia. So there's a lot of oral sensitivity that we're dealing with. And so along the same lines of the Symphony of the Cells, we actually do dry brushing. So that's also great for attention. Any of the oils that were mentioned tonight, very similar. So you would just apply it to this dry brush. And it really helps when my son loves using that. And you can tell on nights when we don't use that. Okay, so Amy put me in charge of oil diffusing jewelry, and I expanded that without acknowledging her her approval of it, but it's actually going to be accessories. So I'm not going to talk about diffusing because Laura did a great job on talking about that. I'm not going to talk about the oils because all of our other presenters did a great job on that. But I was going to touch base on not everyone uses jewelry. So I'm going to hit you people first. If you don't use jewelry, what I recommend is if you have a scarf or clothing, you can always spray here and you can still get the benefits of getting the oils all day simply by just smelling your collar. Or like I said, if you have a scarf on or something like that, you can also put it on your pillow at night. You don't have to have any accessories in your bed, but you can spray it on your pillow. You can even do like a rice bag if that helps. Another one is if you have like cotton balls. I feel like everyone has one of those, and you can easily slip that into like a pocket. It's not super flashy for guys who just want a little something. So you can put any drops of oils on there and slip it into your pocket. You can even just set it on your desk, set it in front of a fan, tuck it into your car, into the vent fan that way. So that's a great way to get all of the oils in a unique way. Emily is really great about telling us about how she uses her hair for her diffuser. So if you have any oils that you want to spray on your hair, that's another accessory that you can utilize. So now onto the jewelry. So holidays are coming up, so I wanted to mention our tree jewelry. This is one of our ornaments. You can put some oil on that. You can soak it in water and or oil for extra virgin olive oil or water first, and then add your drops on top of it. So that's a great way to accessorize your trees and have them decorated and be a diffuser all in one. You can get lava beads, which Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Etsy, Amazon sell those very, very cheap. You can make your own jewelry. So here is a lava bead bracelet. I also have it on a necklace. I also have it on an earring. And what you would do is you would soak the lava beads, again, either in water or ideally it would be oil. And then you would put a drop or two of your essential oil on top of that and it would diffuse throughout the day. I have multiple things that are made out of wood. So again, you would put them in water and then you would add an essential oil, or you can put them again in extra virgin olive oil or fractionated coconut oil, and then wear those accessories throughout the day. So I have an earring and a necklace that have little wood pieces. I also have a bow tie, which I thought was adorable. So you can soak this one and have someone wear this, which is adorable, and be very fashionable and get their oils throughout the day. You can use fabric, which is great, like on a keychain of a kid who might have a backpack keychain. I've seen leather fobs and also just fabric ones. And again, you would just put the oil directly on those items. You can have leather, like I said, and put it directly on the leather strap for a bracelet. We also have a bunch of companies that have diffusing jewelry. You can Google it on Amazon or on Etsy. And what they have is, like, this is a little bracelet, and it has a little removable piece that you would put your oil on, and then you close it up, and it looks like a bracelet, but here's where you would have your diffusing jewelry. So you can switch out, and people will put cotton balls in there too. They have necklaces like that and such. I feel like I've covered almost everything, with the exception of, if you want to get really cheap accessories, use one of your old essential oil bottles. And I don't know if you can see this. Let's see if I can get up close. I just put toothpicks in there, and you can fill it like halfway with water, with your last like 2-3 drops of oil. And then you just lay the toothpicks around places. You can put them in your pocket. You can put them in your, like, for men, they can put them where they keep their pencils, and honestly just like sniff during the day. And it'll fit with the cap on, or I just took out the little stopper. So I think that's all I got.
Okay, I'm dead at the toothpicks. That's where you really had me. I'm also gonna just keep one like tucked behind my ear and just like casually pull it out across my nose and then into my other ear at least a couple times a day. It'll be my signature move. Okay, no, seriously, that was so good. All right, Emily.
Oh my gosh, Lindsay, that was amazing. Amazing. Okay. So I'm going to talk about some in-school recommendations. So the gist of it is I think with schools, rollers is where it's at. It's hard to know, oils are becoming more and more popular. Different districts have different rules, right? About like what is and isn't allowed. Some say no use at all. So rollers are really easy. So whether it's your child, applying to the back of the neck, beginning of the day, lunchtime. If it's too strong, like we talked about with Intune, put it on the bottoms of the feet, right? However you can get it in your kid's system is great. Lemon and rosemary oil. So I know we've talked about those a little bit. There's this really interesting study that was done a couple years ago that showed the people that were smelling rosemary performed 5 to 7% better on tests than the people in the control group. So I always tell people, like, I used to work in a school. If you can have your kid, if you can be diffusing rosemary and lemon while they're studying, and then have a roller of that and have them apply it, if possible, right before they take a quiz, a test, a whatever, that is going to help with memory retention, right? Think of like when you smell something and it brings you back to a place. If you can tie in diffusing with studying and then smell that again right before the test, that's going to help with that memory retention. Okay, so can't say enough about rosemary and lemon. It smells really nice and fresh together. I've had lots of teachers diffuse that and have like seen the results in their students, in like the focus, in the memory recall. Lemon and rosemary. Okay, we already heard about Thinker. You already heard all the goodness about that. If you're like, I don't feel like making my own blend, just use Thinker. There's already rosemary in it. It's super diluted, so it's not going to be really strong like the Intune, right? If you're applying for a young child, that it is a pretty strong smell. Amy talked about adaptive. So sometimes the reason for the lack of focus is your mind is just busy. So adaptive roller, lavender roller, balance roller, right? Anything that's grounding or calming can be really helpful for a child that has a lack of focus, or an adult that has a lack of focus, right? Your head's in a million places. And so just being able to, focus in on that with any of those will be great. My biggest like recommendation though is like what I said at the beginning about different schools have different rules, is just ask, right? Like I would start with asking your kid's teacher. And who knows, like we're at a small like co-op, and I just brought it up at the parent meeting a couple weeks ago and was like, hey, this is what I do. Would it be cool if I like donated a diffuser and some oils? And everyone's like, yes, please do it. The teacher stopped me and was like, I'm so excited about this. So I just ordered the petal diffuser. It comes with lavender and wild orange. And then I ordered an On Guard. And so that's going to be going at my daughter's school. Great for Focus, great for immune support. So just ask. I don't know. You don't have anything to lose. I've had a lot of teachers be like, I'm just going to go ahead and do it until someone tells me not to. So it's up to you. What if you are an educator, if you know, whatever that looks like for you, I would say go for it, right? See what happens. But you don't have anything to lose. So those are my in-school recommendations.
Thanks, I actually asked 2 of our Fierce Oiler teachers about some of the things that they love. And I think that just a couple of things that like maybe weren't recommended or weren't mentioned. So I have one who's a teacher where like diffusers are an absolute no. So what she does is she applies an oil to herself and then goes and works with the kid if the kid needs help. And so she will definitely do that for them. And then the other thing that I was thinking, I have one who's like, I'm just diffusing until I'm told I can't. I thought wild orange and spearmint was a good diffuser combo, and island mint even. And then the one said who has younger kids, she doesn't do peppermint and wild orange because she thinks it makes them rambunctious. But she says that her kids rave about harvest spice. So I just thought that was kind of fun and cute. All right, so we're gonna move to Raffles here in a minute. Thank you to everyone who took the time to share and their expertise and their tips. I'm kind of curious what oil everyone is the most excited, or diffuser blend everyone's the most excited to try. I'm going to put my Intune in a 15 mil as soon as this is over. So for the Raffles, here's what we want to make sure you understand. It's if your name is chosen, you need to reach out to ideally Melissa. If it's me, that's fine, with your address in order to receive your prize. If you don't reach out with your address and that info, we will assume that you weren't on the call. You have to be present to win and you won't receive it. Okay. So just so you have a feel for how that works. So Melissa, are you already drawing? Okay, I'm going. Is it time? How about a 5 mil of Gary's blend? Gary's blend, not Destiny's blend, Gary's blend.
Tracy Sharping, congratulations.
Next up is a 1 use of vetiver, a little sample of vetiver.
All right. Kathy DePino.
And we've got a 1 use of Intune.
Jane Verstegen.
The diffuser blend, Constant Confidence. Are the diffuser blends going together or separate?
Separate. Dottie Durant. Constant Confidence, right?
Then Light a Fire is next.
Carol Patterson. And yeah.
Get It Done is the next diffuser blend. Get It Done, Melissa.
Ann Wolfgram.
A acrylic oil rack. Thank you, Laura Whipperman, for donating that.
Ooh, Ginger Rubenstein.
And the Symphony of Cells booklet. Okay.
Jennifer Kellerman.
Oh, awesome. Everyone, I just put the link for next month in the chat box. It's Natural Tools for Anxiety. That's happening November 15th. So register now. That will be a really fun and informative one as well. Our Saturday morning CEs are happening. They've moved over to Facebook Live and Fierce Oilers. The link to see what's coming up is also in the chat box. We've got stress, sleep, and emotions. Oh, is there one more?
I want to just share, guys, that there's a little tear line on these fun little Mylar pouches. And you just tear it off. It's a diffuser blend. You empty the contents if it's a diffuser blend, right into your diffuser. If it's a single use like the Intune, I actually diluted it a little bit. So it's ready to go. Didn't need to dilute the vetiver. But anyway, you tear the top off. It's like a single use kind of a thing. So just wanted you to know how to use that.
All right. Well, so we'll see you guys in November. Catch a Saturday morning Facebook Live, Stress, Sleep, and Emotions with Emily and Danielle this Saturday. So check it out. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks, guys.